Today I'll be cycling into a remote glen, wild camping at the bottom of a munro and moaning at how heavy my pack is. The cycle through the glen was about 8 miles long, but the scenery was magnificent. Hi guys, welcome to another video, and today I'm in Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill doing a bike hike at my first solo wild camp. So I am slightly nervous about this. I think everyone is on their first wild camp, but I am looking forward to it. So it was a beautiful cycle in that glen. There's a reason why I cycled it, and I'll get to that later in the video. The Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill munros is a loop of 4 munros. I might do a little bit of the walk tonight, maybe an hour and a half, and try and pitch my tent up the track, but I'm undecided because it's so flat here. This place would be perfect for camping tonight, and it's a stunning place this. I'll show you on my other camera, but I'm slightly disappointed. This weather must have been one of the hottest weeks ever in Scotland, and it's typical. The forecast is showers and rain over tonight into tomorrow. So I'm going to scope out, see if I can find somewhere to pitch my tent, or maybe start walking. Kind of committed myself now to try to find a spot, and it's proven pretty difficult. The ground's pretty tussocky. There's the site of the munros for tomorrow. I think that's the first one and that's the second one. I'm hoping the ground kind of flattens out down here just at the bottom of the glen, somewhere here. It's only 7:30, so I've still got plenty of time. I think I finally found somewhere to pitch the tent. It's not the best, but I'm going to put it in here. I found it really difficult to find somewhere. It's so tussocky. I should have stayed down there. But I've walked about a mile now and I really can't be bothered going back because I'll have to redo it in the morning. Don't laugh at my skills putting this tent up because it's the first time. So there's going to be a bit of trial and error here. So let's go for it. First things first though. So I'll quickly show you a couple of things as I unpack the bag. I'm not going to go too in depth in my kit, just the basics just now, because I'll probably put it in another video. So tent, my tent is the Banshee 200, which is a 2-man tent, just so I can store all my gear at the same time. My sleeping mat is the Trek 3 Compact by Vango. It's just a cheap one. I think I got it from Go Outdoors. I've got stuff to cook with and gas. And I bought the MSR Pocket Rocket 2, which I've actually used a couple of times. Found it pretty good and it's really compact. And I've also got a sleeping bag, nothing fancy, just cheap. It shouldn't be too cold. I think it's only going to get down to about 8 or 9 degrees tonight. And a travel pillow, because I can't go without a pillow tonight. I wasn't happy with how flat the ground was where the tent was pitched, so I'd done a little bit of testing and moved it to a flatter spot. After a little bit of head scratching because of the midges, I finally had something that looked like a tent. Use a pillow and a sleeping bag. There we go, that's the tent up and everything inside. So what a palaver that was. I should have maybe read the instructions first. But we got there. It's on a slight hill, but I've tested it out and it seems okay. I think I'll be able to sleep in it. So it's going to be a learning experience this trip, I think. And there's going to be improvements that have to be made for the next one. I'm going to have to learn how to put this tent up properly. It's all about gaining experience, and the next time I'm out, hopefully I'll be quicker and better at putting up the tent. So yeah, let's get some food and drink. Tonight's meal of choice, chicken tikka and rice. I thought I got lucky and that there was going to be no midges, but I was wrong. I don't know if the GoPro will pick it up, but there's swarms of midges. The wind's just died right down. I don't know how I'm going to eat my food with this midgie net on, but I might have to retreat to the tent to eat. So I've had to retreat inside to eat my food, because them midges were just rife out there. And I can actually see them. They're trying to get in the tent just now. There's even some, I think there's actually some in here. This chicken tikka and rice from Wayfarer, it's actually pretty good. I've also got a breakfast, I think it's beans and sausages from the same make, so hopefully it's as good as this. Seems to be actually getting a bit brighter outside, so I think I'm going to go for a little walk to get away from these midges after I eat this food. So I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, doing the 4 munros behind me. I don't know how I'm going to get on with a heavy bag, but I'm going to have to cope now. There's no other way. It should be a bit lighter now there's less food and drink in it. There is a little bit of a problem with these 4 munros. As some of you will know, the road that comes down to the car park down here is actually a private road. There's a woman that is in charge of the gate, and it's only open from 9 o'clock till 7 or 8 o'clock in the summer month. That changes as well. I'll put a link to the website where you can find access. So I thought this would be the perfect opportunity to get my first wild camp, as you can cycle in and walk in as much as you want on that private road. And that means that I can get a nice early start on the munros and cycle out whenever I want to, not have to worry about the time restraints. I think I'm going to have to call it a night and retreat to the tent. These midges are proven to be too much. Oh, that's me just up. It's currently 4:22 and that wasn't the best night's sleep. It started pouring rain. I think it must be about 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm a long time hay fever sufferer, and that kicked in really bad through the night. I don't know if it's obviously because I'm sleeping on the grass is not helping it at all. So I'm going to get up, get some breakfast and then head off. Got 4 munros ahead of me today. It's about 15 or 16 miles, so it's quite a long day, so yeah, I better crack on. It's me just ready to start the loop of 4 munros, and the weather's starting to look really good. There's where I pitched last night, and it goes without saying, leave no trace behind. There we are, munro number 72. Look at the views. This is Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill. It's 993 metres high. This is the first of 4 munros for today. The third one is the highest, and it looks a bit menacing just now. This is where the wild camp had paid off a bit, because the gate to the private glen doesn't open till 9 o'clock, so the hills are really quiet just now. So I'm not going to hang about here. I've got a long day ahead. So I'm going to crack on. There's my route to the next one, down the Ghlais, up, and there's the top of it there. Not too much further to the second munro of today. That was a lot more descent and reascent than I was thinking when I seen it from the other munro, but not long. Nice flat pull up to the top of this one. That's me at second munro, and that's number 73 for me on the list. That wasn't too bad, just over an hour to get here. I'm kind of getting used to the bag on my back, so that helps a little bit. And this is Càrn, Gobhar, which is the same name as one, I think it's on the Ghlais range, and it's 992 metres, so 1 metre less than the one before. And it means Hill of the Goats. I am struggling a little bit, I'm bunged up with hay fever, and also carrying this heavy bag is taking it out of me. The clouds came in while I was sitting at this munro, so I made my way onto the next one. Surprisingly, I'm starting to feel a little bit better. I don't know if my legs are just getting used to carrying this pack, but I'm starting to notice it a bit less, which is good. But I might be saying different after coming up this one. I've got to come all the way up here. It looks pretty steep, so I'm just going to head down and crack on with it. I don't know which one is the highest here, probably that one. I don't know, I'm going to have to touch them all anyway, I think. It's not the trig, that's for sure. I don't know, they look so close. I think I'll go and sit at this one as it looks the most sheltered. Oh, I've got to reach that. There's great views from up here when the cloud disappears. So this munro is called Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill. It means peak of the grey corrie. It's 1093 metres, so the highest out of the 4 of today. Thank God. But this fourth one's a bit of an outlier, and it's still quite a bit away. Even though I've done 3 out of 4, I think this is only about the halfway point. Enjoying my day so far. The views have been great, but again, the bag is heavy. And coming up that bit there, I was struggling a little bit. I got into a bit of a rhythm, but yeah, you can certainly feel the extra weight. The next munro is just over here. I don't know if you can see it through the clouds. I've actually got pretty lucky that this has been cloud free. As soon as I say that, actually, there we go, the clouds have just come in. I'm going to get a wee bite to eat here, and then on to number 4. Unbelievably, the hill in front of me is not actually the next munro. The next munro is tucked in behind that, which is kind of demoralising. But I'll just keep telling myself it's not as bad as it looks, because it never is. That really took it out of me, that, for not even being a munro. The next one's over there. Not a lot of descent and reascent. There it is there. I feel like I'm going to get soaked soon as well. I think the clouds are coming in and rain is forecast. But here's the top of this one. I don't know the name of it. Probably the best view today though. I'm nearly there, and I'm knackered, absolutely knackered. And I've still got the descent, a 5-mile walk to the bike, and then a 7-mile cycle back to the van. Oh, this is the most challenging day I've had yet, I think. That's the 4th munro done of the Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill circuit, and I am knackered. I'm absolutely burst. This one's called Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill, and it's 1,049 metres, so the second highest of today. And that takes my munro total up to 75. And I've had to work pretty hard for these ones. It's not over yet. As I just mentioned, I've got a long way out. It feels pretty remote, this mountain. So no more chat from here. I need to do reviews, but I'm going to get some lunch down at the loch down at the bottom there. I don't know if you can see it, but the path actually goes all the way across here and skirts down and down by the loch. What a day it's been, and what a night it was last night. I've learned a few tips from my first ever wild camp. First would be bring hay fever tablets. It's a must. I was dying from hay fever. It doesn't work too well sleeping on the grass. My second tip would be probably pack lighter, which I think I knew about that anyway, but I didn't want to spend too much money on gear in case I didn't like it too much. It's been a total killer carrying about that heavy pack for all that miles. And the third one's got to be to find a flat pitch, because I was sleeping at a bit of an angle last night. It didn't bother me too much, but I think I would have got a better night's sleep if I was sleeping flat. It's a great area, this Sgùrr Fhuar-thuill. The only downside is that private road, or I probably would have just driven it. But I suppose it pushed me to get my first wild camp, and I've actually really enjoyed it, and I think I'll be doing it again. A better review this loop of munros that I've completed today. I'll give them a 6 out of 10. They were all very much the same sort of thing. None of them really stood out. The long walk back this road is going to be an absolute nightmare at the end of the day. So it's getting marked down a couple of points just for that. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and let me know if you'd like some more wild camping or just anything else you'd like me to add into the videos or try. But no doubt there'll be more like this in the future. So I'm not going to film much. I've got about 15 or 16 miles to get back to the van. A mixture of walking and cycling. I'm just going to crack on with this bit after I get some food. After a long old slog, I made it back to the road, and the journey didn't end here. I had an hour and a half walk to get back to my bike. But the walk was helped by the beautiful scenery in the Glen. Oh man, I've never been so happy to see my bike. That's it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and will join me for some more munros in the next one.